Here we are.
Here we are. We are back for another episode of Automotivated. And it's been a little bit.
Yeah, I haven't been on board for a while. I've been running around doing crazy things. Mm-hmm. I saw some of the great other Automotivated episodes that you've had, and I think we're going to have another good one.
I think today is going to be a really good one. And like we were talking about right before we came on, when it comes to automotive repair businesses, there's not as much out there as there is for fast food. Fast food is oftentimes a lot more
prevalent,
easier to understand.
It's everywhere.
It is everywhere.
Think about how many corners you go by where maybe there's a gas station, but there's 3 fast food places.
Too many to choose from.
And that's what makes it so good,
Very true.
So,
but, like fast food, you really do have a lot, depending on your area, you might have a lot of competition for auto repair in your area as well. And one of the things that, we've come to realize is there really is a lot more in common between auto repair and fast food than most people actually give credit for.
Mm-hmm.
And, I think that's what we're going to dive into today.
Well, there is one commonality that everyone understands here is grease.
Oh, we didn't even think that's not even part of our three. Very true.
There you go.
Kinds of greases.
Yep.
But
you're cooking in the grease, you're greasing the chassis. So there is one combination. But I understand what you're saying. Because think about this. You can go into any Mickey D's or any burger thing or whatever you want to do across the country from the East Coast to the West Coast. And that burger, never going to look like the picture, but that burger is going to be pretty much the same no matter where you go.
Absolutely.
And why is that? Because they have processes in place. They have individuals, in the late teens, mid-teens, whatnot, and all they do is they spend a couple of days with them and they show them this is how it goes. This is how it goes. So there's no thought process. That system becomes ingrained, and that's why you can go even to Europe, though they might call it pommes frites or whatever. That's French fries. But anyway, it's still going to be the same with a little bit of a local flavor, I guess. But the point being is in your shop, there's a number of things that are done over and over again. The oil change, for example. It's basically the same process. And as I used to say to my techs, let's choreograph it.
Sure.
Let's put it in a system, in order that makes sense. Get in a car, check the interior, turn the lights on, pop the hood, walk around. Choreograph it so you don't have to do as many steps. And there's so many processes in a shop that the same thing can be done with.
Absolutely.
So that correlation, I could actually say that word, that correlation between fast food and automotive, I think that's really big.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? This is, a little bit of a separate topic, but really goes hand in hand with processes. JB and I, we were just talking about, we recently Bolt-On partnered with P10 to do a survey, just on different trends in the automotive industry. And although processes are, they're definitely able to help you in the day-to-day, just streamline all of your activities, be more productive in your shop, work more efficiently. But what we also notice is the amount of shop owners that are getting to the point in their life where they're ready to retire, sell the business, look at their succession plans, and processes are what make businesses, successful and give them a better opportunity to be sold, to, not just have to close your doors when you're ready to, turn off the lights.
Well, that's very valid, because if you put the processes in place, your business runs better. Mm-hmm. If the processes are in place and you have them enforced and everything, guess what? You can leave and let the business run itself. Mm-hmm. That's a way you could delay going into retirement, right? But if you put the processes in place and your business is very successful, the value of that business when it's time for you to go is going to be increased. Mm-hmm. You put a lot of sweat, equity in there. You put a lot of work, a lot of busted knuckles. You want to get back what you put into it.
Absolutely.
And taking steps like this and building a process, a system, and re-examining how you do the whole thing, it's going to make that difference.
Absolutely.
And if you ever think about it, the whole service process from the appointment to the invoice is a process. Everything has these steps that have to be done. So how many steps does your shop do? Do you ever think about how many little pieces of the puzzle have to happen? It's a chain that if any part of that chain breaks, the whole process breaks down.
Absolutely. And we had just talked about a 10-step process that we really see fit for all automotive shops. So we'll be sure to leave a link below if you're interested in learning more about processes. But back to fast food, that's a big commonality that we all have.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the other commonality is you walk into any fast food place, and what do you see? The perfect burger, or whatever it might be. You see these great pictures, and I'll tell you, and on TV you see it, and you want to know something that they do to make the burgers and everything look bigger?
What?
This is a true fact. Take a look on TV next time you see these commercials. They'll put the bun here, and you'll notice if you look closely, they actually stack it backwards.
Really?
Yes, that gives it a bigger look. But I digress.
All right, now it's like it's lunchtime. We're talking about fast food, how beautiful it looks.
But anyway, check it out. Take a look, and you'll see what I'm talking about. That's a no. Oh, and now you use Vaseline and stuff on the meat to make it.
To make it, yep.
But anyway, so what's that got to deal with the business? Well, digital inspections, pictures. We're sharing stuff with people that may not know what they're looking at, but if we do our job and take a picture of it and point to it using whatever methods we have available, that person now sees something, and the visual, just like you seeing that sandwich and starting to salivate, the old Pavlov thing. Well, when the customer sees it, they still may not understand it, but they see something that's wrong, and they see what you're bringing to their attention.
Absolutely.
So that's where the pictures come into.
Yeah, pictures help you sell.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. So, all right, we talked about processes. We talked about the importance of visuals and pictures to help sell. What's the last thing that they have in common?
Well, it's gotten more and more prevalent everywhere you go. We have Wawa. We always talk about Wawa. Yeah, man, more food. I love that place. Anyway, you can walk into a Wawa and you walk up to a kiosk and you just do this and build your Dagwood sandwich. And I know that's beyond some people's age group here. I'm sorry. But anyway, you build the ultimate sandwich. And then as you're building it and you get near the end, what pops up? Hey, would you like to have fries with that? Or would you like to have a soda with that, or a smoothie? And you're like, well, why not? So you hit it. That person just upsold themselves.
Exactly.
And the thing is you as a shop owner, if you got a kiosk, and whoops, this backwards. Bolt-On has a kiosk where your customers can actually sign in and upsell themselves because you're going to offer them the things that they need. How many sales are being lost because you're too busy and frantic doing what you got to do to make the day go, to get that process to work? Again, we're going back to the process. The process is in place. You have more time to upsell.
Absolutely. Yeah, and when you think about it, oftentimes, people are just so ready to, either answer the next phone call, deal with the next customer. If you just take that time to really look at what is going on with their vehicle and recommend those next steps that maybe they can afford to have done now, you're giving them the chance to, add fries with that or add a drink with that. And it all comes down to the communication, whether, like JB had said, whether you're doing it, in verbal communication as you're having the conversations at your front desk, or in an automated form by utilizing the kiosk. Without asking, it'll never happen.
Right. And how many times you get up to the counter when you are ordering with a human being and they say, hey, is there anything else? And just like the waitress or waiter, would you like to have dessert? You got to ask. Exactly.
Oh, now my stomach is growling. So, I think those were the three biggest things that we had in common between automotive repair and fast food. So we had talked about processes. We talked about pictures and visuals. Oh, goodness. See, look, my mind is on fries now. So processes, pictures and visuals, and then finally making sure that you're upselling, giving them the opportunity to add more to their invoice. So, it's simple, it's convenient. These are all steps that you can look to do at your shop to really add some value and increase your revenue, not only, long span, but per customer as well.
And folks, it's there. Think about this. How much money is it going to cost to put a process in place? How much money is it going to save? And how much money is it going to make? Because it's zero, save, well, that'll figure out what process we're talking about and how much you make. Well, the process is in place and it's working, there's money to be made.
Well, JB, I think we're feeling pretty automotivated.
I'm so automotivated, I'm getting some fries.
But we want to know if you are too. Join us next week and we will talk about another exciting opportunity for you to grow your business. Fries. Until then, take care.
So long.